be here in the space again. We have Mr. Colin Bell on the Colin Bell Show, Portland Spice TV. He had an interview with Mr. Omar Newell. I want to take a listen and do a reaction to that. So, like and share up the live. Mr. Omar Newell has been making waves in the parliament. A man that is, when it comes to his facts, he's very on point, very sharp. And, you know, even Miss, what's her name again? Miss Emily Crooks. She had warned the JLP about this man, that he's going to be a problem. You understand? She is very impressed by him. And of course, you know, she favors the Jamaica Labour Party. So to hear her say that, you know, say it's serious. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. I don't take calls when I take this one till Omar reach. Hello?
Listeners and viewers.
All right. So, people, if you're seeing Omar on the screen, don't bother call him. Don't call him while he's on. Now, MP, as it relates to the environment and the NEPA still in the Prime Minister's office, what are the issues that you're having with that?
All right. So NEPA is pretty much like a management company that has a number of agencies and bodies that it manages. So the NRCA is one, the Land Use and Development Agency is one, and there are two more. But the NRCA is the one that is most important in terms of the conversation we have. So the NRCA, National Resource Conservation Authority, and the NRCA Act, that's the principal environment legislation in the country, the NRCA. So the first problem with NEPA is that we have a Minister of Environment who the principal Environment Conservation and Protection Act does not reside with him. So it sits in the office of the Prime Minister. That is one. Mm-hmm. The second issue with NEPA is that the government has shown that sometimes they are the chief enabler of environmental. NEPA is that we have a Minister of Environment who the principal Environment Conservation and Protection Act does not reside with him. So it sits in the office of the Prime Minister. That is one. Mm-hmm.
So, you hear what I'm saying while I go to Jamaica? Let me play it again because that is important. Basically, Matthew Samuda does not act in his portfolio. He doesn't have the full. That's what I understand from it. He doesn't have the full control of that ministry. The ministry is being micromanaged. The core authority of the ministry, which would be the law itself, is being micromanaged by the Prime Minister. That's what I understand from it. And that's why he has a problem with it. Wow. Let's listen to that again.
Environment legislation in the country, the NRCA. So the first problem with NEPA is that we have a Minister of Environment who the principal Environment Conservation and Protection Act does not reside with him. So it sits in the office of the Prime Minister. That is one. Mm-hmm. The second issue with NEPA is that the government has shown that sometimes they are the chief enabler of environmental degradation. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'll give you an example. Fort Rocky, which is an ecologically sensitive area out in Palisadoes, Port Royal area. Mm-hmm. The Minister of Culture decided they were going to build an entertainment zone in Fort Rocky, sent in bulldozers, started tearing down sand dunes, etc., which protect the airport, the community of Port Royal and the city of Kingston in the event there's a storm surge. Mm-hmm. Some people raised alarms and NEPA went in and stopped the destruction of the ecologically sensitive area. But to date, and this is early last year, might have been the year before, but to date, nothing has been done in terms of remediation. And we have made a number of calls. Calls have predated me going in Parliament. Sophia Fraser Binns and all the others who have done the hard work before have made calls on NEPA to go in. But NEPA doesn't seem to have the backbone to stand up to the government. The third challenge with NEPA and how it is currently organized is the Bengal Mountain matter.
Yes.
Where NEPA a developer went in, has owned the land. His father, Mr. Blake's dad, owned the land from, thinking 88 or 89, he would have acquired it. He went in and decided he wants to mine. And what I'm told by residents who have been a part of the process is that the original plan was to mine the mountain down to sea level. And then
dig it down.
Exploiting.
We lost tomorrow again. Dig down the mountain to sea level. Wow.
This my mother when I tell me about. Oh no, I'm not hear that again, Jamaica. Probably me never hear something right. Hold on.
The original plan was to mine the mountain down to sea level. And then
dig it down.
Exploiting.
We lost tomorrow again. Dig down the mountain to sea level. Wow. Hey, somebody. And after them dig it down now, them will build some hotel on it. Like up the video. MP, can you pull out? Can you pull off?
Yeah, man, that is a plan. I'm just coming out of this community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying they were planning to dig down it to sea level?
To sea level, and then and sell lots. So it would pretty much be lots almost across the road from the beach. Yeah. In the Runaway Bay area where Bengal Mountain is. If you go on your Google Maps, you can.
Yeah, man, I know where Bengal Mountain is.
No, I'm more talking to your listeners as well. So anybody who wants to know and to follow where we're speaking of, you just open Google Maps and put in Bengal Mountain, and it will give you an idea of where exactly it is. But that was the plan. Now, NEPA NRCA decided they would not grant the environmental permit based on their EIA because of the sensitivity of the area. The company, Mr. Blake and his company, appealed to the minister. And the
Who's the Prime Minister?
Yes, the Prime Minister. And the minister intervened and overturned NEPA's decision without any new scientific basis. Now, I don't believe decisions are always set in stone. I think, for example, if you have new information, you can always change your mind.
Yes.
You can change a decision. But with no new information, the Prime Minister decided to overturn the decision of NRCA as it relates to Bengal Mountain. So I believe, similar to what obtains in many jurisdictions, that we need an independent body. I think the structure can be similar to what we have for the Integrity Commission or the EOJ. And it should be able to make decisions that are not concerned just about development. I'm not anti-development, and I hope I get a chance to speak about oil afterwards, because
of course
I see a brother named Garfield Higgins, who my team told me it was beneath me responding to. But since I'm here, I'll respond to him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't... anyway, so my view is, if you have an independent entity that takes into consideration just the science and the ecological sensitivity when making these decisions, then it redounds better for the future of Jamaica and the country that my 11-year-old will become an adult in. The final thing is, the government has said that they're going to appeal the Bengal decision, which is the most hypocritical thing I have ever seen. And the reason it is the most hypocritical thing is, over the weekend, I went through some documents I had from Parliament, and there's one that I didn't get a chance to read, which speaks to Jamaica's policy for ecologically sensitive areas. And in that policy, one of the areas listed is the Bengal Mountain. Is a 2026 document. The Bengal Mountain is listed, and there's a note that says only light.
Only light.
Due space of the area.
Go again. Only light what?
Only light activity. Are you still seeing me, Colin?
Yes, man.
Are you still seeing me?
Yes, yes.
Because I want to pull up a screenshot I did of the page, and I want to read it exactly what it says. It says there are specific restrictions within these ecological sensitive areas, of which Bengal Mountain is one listed, on the types of activities that will be permitted by the regulatory authorities. These restrictions will allow for the conservation of the rich and sensitive ecologies of these areas. In these areas, only low-impact developments such as ecotourism under carefully regulated conditions will be considered. So what this says to me, Colin, is that even something as sensitive as ecotourism, where the eco stands for ecology.
Yes.
Even something as sensitive as a form of tourism that takes into consideration the well-being of the environment, it will be strictly regulated in the Bengal Mountain. I don't know how you move from that to, if 2026 your information changed and you had a shift and you put out this policy, I don't know how you move from that to appealing a decision that no mining can take place in the Bengal Mountain.
So that means even the carrying capacity for tourism would be monitored closely.
Only light activity, and it has to be carefully regulated. So it could mean exactly what you're saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I have to come listen to this, because you see, the government here is a two-month government, White time when Andrea is a place, don't call me no 2 months. Don't call me no baga. I clean and up pure, Clean and up pure, So on one end, you have a policy that says there's supposed to be light activity in that area, in the Bengal area. But on the other end, you guys are appealing the Bengal mining. What's up, Pamela? How you doing, darling? Greetings. Pamela, consider becoming a member of the platform. You can do it on that platform here. But, no, man. This is unbelievable. What can go so? The government is such a confusing government. They are such con people. Why would you appeal the ruling states that mining, so mining is not a light activity, Mining is a heavy activity. So if you have a policy that states that the mining, that the activity that happens in the Bengal area should be, hi Jennifer, it should be a light activity. And then even the tourism, there's a very detailed policy around that light activity again. So why would you appeal this thing? Yes, this is YouTube, darling. This is YouTube, Pamela. This is YouTube. Super chat can send everything on this side, on this app, on this one right here, so. You can go live on YouTube from your phone, This is the version. Antonio, what's going on? Let's continue. This is very interesting.
No. If you have people who are trained in these areas, study the thing, and the government employ them as the technicians, why did the Prime Minister just go and overrule? The question I want to ask you mentioned the property is owned by Mr. Blake?
Yes.
Is that the son of the late Vivian Blake?
So it was purchased by the late Vivian Blake, is my information.
Oh.
And the Mr. Blake, who currently owns the property. And I have deliberately tried in Parliament, I guess because I was just reading on it, I mentioned the name. I've tried not to mention the name, not because of any fear.
Yeah.
Because my argument is one about process and not about the personality. And I'm very much aware that in 20 or 30 years, my son, being the son of Omar Newell, will have a lot of limitations on what he's able to do in the country. Now, the Blake family has no obligation to ensure that people who are connected or who appear to be connected are not allowed. Well, nobody should be allowed to flaunt or to break the rules.
Right.
It can be that the country runs in a way where it is apparent that persons who are politically connected are trying to get away with,
anything.
These kinds of activities.
Something all right, my wisdom.
All right, before we go to the oil,
tell about
MP Matthew Samuda said is the people who are burning coal who are destroying the environment. You have an objection to that. Speak to us about that.
What can go so?
I think he'll say it's the people who have burned coal and destroy the mangrove. I don't even know if those trees in the mangroves are used to burn coal. Go ahead.
I believe in data, Colin. And that is
Yes.
in another space. You may have seen a conversation about TCNs, and I
Yes.
responded that I'm on top of it. So there is actually a government policy for mangrove. There's a government policy for mangroves, and it speaks to hotel resort type developments as the major contributor. The only conclusion I'm left to draw, Colin, is that Matthew was keeping with the DNA of the Labour Party, which is to pretty much look on things through a class lens. They are wired in a way to look out for the
Emotional damage.
look on things through a class lens. Yeah? So they are wired in a way to look out for the wealthy among us and
Yes.
almost have some disdain for the poorer among us.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Hey, man. Hey, this dude right here, bro. Mr. Omar Newell, I'm telling you, this man is not to play with, bro. That's a solid argument. It might be that Mati Samuda truly is just caught up with catering to the wealthy. Real talk.
Now, anybody who's destroying mangroves should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. So I am not in any way encouraging anybody to go and tear down mangroves, to burn coal, and to do whatever. But the science or the policy documents that the government puts out or the technocrats put out,
Yes.
I have to have a little more faith in those than whatever a minister makes up. One of the interesting things I found is that the minister spoke to this matter from a site where a significant amount of mangroves were destroyed to build. I won't call the name, but it's a hotel.
Yeah.
But the biggest contributors to the destruction of mangroves, based on the government's own policy,
Yeah.
is construction activities and resort development. So I want to rubbish that. As I did publicly.
Yes,
I want
and
to
that's
again just rubbish it on your platform.
let's go to
I won't call the name, but it's a hotel.
yeah.
But the biggest destructor from a site where a significant whatever a minister makes up. One of the interesting things I found is that the minister spoke to this matter from a site where a significant amount of mangroves were destroyed to build. I won't call the name, but it's a hotel.
Yeah.
But the biggest contributors to the destruction of mangroves, based on the government's own policy,
Yeah.
is construction activities and resort development. So I want to rubbish that. As I did publicly.
Yes, and that's
again just rubbish.
So the argument that Mati Samuda has made, what's up, Honor Ramsey? The argument that Mati Samuda has made that mangroves is what is destroying the environment. Mr. Omar Newell just rubbished it with the own data and policy data of the government. Yo, man, I don't know, man, but I'm loving this, bro. This tickles me because for anybody that appreciate truth, you know, hey, I love when people get exposed like this for the lies that they tell. All lies will be exposed, that's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light. Truth has to shine brighter than the lies, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
Shit on your platform.
Let's go to United Oil and Gas and the development. They said that they have secured a permit to drill. They have secured beach license and all the necessaries to go ahead and drill. Speak to us about that.
All right. So, member Paul Well, in his sectorial presentation, which I think was in April, spoke to the lengthy delays in terms of getting to a point where we can begin drilling for oil. And he said there should have already been some drilling taking place. And, you know, to paraphrase him, how is it taking so long to get to this?
Hold on a minute.
Yes.
Paul Well said there should have been already.
Yes. Yes.
Are we to understand that no drilling at all has taken place off the shores of Jamaica for oil?
Not maybe for purpose of testing, which that is been going on since for many years, predates Holness administration.
Yeah.
So for testing that has been going on, but there has been none for
To lift oil.
extraction of commercial quantities of oil.
Right.
Yeah, or gas. So Paul Well said something, and it's just in my mind, and forgive me for being, generally I try and be restrained, but Garfield Higgins, who is an educator, is striking how dunce one can be. So Paul Well said that in his presentation. In my presentation, I spoke to the fact that
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Emotional damage. I'm dead.
Embarrassing.
He needs some milk.
in my mind, and forgive me for being, generally I try and be restrained, but Garfield Higgins, who is an educator, is striking how dunce one can be. So Paul Well said that in his presentation. In my presentation, I spoke to the fact, in my mind, and forgive me for being, generally I try and be restrained, but Garfield Higgins, who is an educator, is striking how dunce one can be. So Paul Well said that in his presentation. In my presentation, I spoke to the fact that the first thing I said is that I am not opposed to Jamaica taking advantage of any opportunity to extract our resources and to bring wealth to the country. Paraphrasing.
Right.
I went on to say, though, that it is bothering that the minister who has responsibility for that area has been so vocal and so optimistic, and we have heard nothing at all from the environment minister. So I spoke to the fact that drilling oil requires certain things before you get there. No,
Yes.
there are several ways you can look at it. You can take a view that if Paul is saying that we should have been drilling, it includes the fact that we should have done these environmental things, which are the legwork, the preliminary stuff, before you get to drilling. So all this time that Vaz has been talking about oil, etc., should have been the Minister of Environment, should have been using some of that time to have to ensure the consultations are held with the people in the communities, to ensure that the proper framework is put in place to protect our environment, and to do all of the base environmental work that is necessary to get to a point of permitting. The position Garfield Higgins took, which is I cannot. It's difficult for me to even imagine, because I would have naturally sat down and listened and read Paul Well's presentation. His position is that mine is opposed to
Paul Well.
Member Paul Well, almost as if he's saying, if you're going to drill, you can't have environmental protection. But
Of course you can.
And in the same article, which is again
Fully done.
Well, for those who watch this reaction, I looked up Mr. Arvin Higgins, man. That's him on the screen right there, man.
Fully done.
in the duncest piece of opinion journalism that I've ever seen. In the same article, he went to mention models where there is oil drilling and where there are strong environmental safeguards in Scandinavian countries. So I again, it's not generally within me to
So hold on. The man say one thing and then contradict himself with the research in our own article.
Fully done.
Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out. Usher him out.
went to mention models.
Usher him out.
Oil drilling protection. But
Of course you can.
And in the same article, which is again the duncest piece of opinion journalism that I've ever seen. In the same article, he went to mention models where there is oil drilling and where there are strong environmental safeguards in Scandinavian countries. So I again, it's not generally within me to take that kind of stance where people are concerned. But if you read the article, you can draw any further conclusion. I actually wrote an article to respond to him, shared it with my team, and they said, you know what? If this gains any legs, it means the entire population is at the level of Garfield Higgins, and luckily it did not. But I want to reject dunceness and encourage people to read and to think critically.
Of course. So let's move a little bit now from your portfolio as we wrap up this interview. The third country.
Jamaica reject dunceness, yeah? So then a PMP said, study and show yourself approved. Right? Jamal, bring back Jamal. Mighty God. Mr. Higgins, get some help. Get some help. You see sometime, you see being partisan, right? Or being biased towards a party is concerned. It will make you turn out in one big gun situation. Yes, you never know. You remember good.
Nationals coming to Jamaica. I saw a video that they are the first batch will be coming to St. Mary. I don't know if it's in your constituency or if you saw the video. I think TVJ carried a newscast on it. What are your views on this whole third country nationals being deported to Jamaica?
Well, not only did I see the video, but I know very well many of the people who were interviewed in the video.
Okay.
Even though I claim no responsibility for the video.
Is it in your constituency that they are proposing that the first set will be going?
So Grandstone straddles both central and western. And the house that was shown in the video, which I have no proof as of yet, that TCNs will be there. That house is in Western St. Mary. I have been in dialogue with somebody who has some information to share. I am not in a position yet where I can speak to it because Colin, I want to maintain the record of not having to withdraw anything
that's beautiful, yes.
All right, so I had a conversation before the TVJ report came out. I had a conversation with a former journalist who is now based in the US, who put me on to somebody who has been traveling, and we just haven't been able to have more than a...
I don't know if we lost.
To me, because when it came out, you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you now.
When it was reported that someone connected to the current government made a proposal, I immediately wanted to find out whether there was any financial interest that any private party had. We asked a number of questions, including where will they be housed? Just thinking about the different things that could cause somebody to want to push this. You have to follow the money, you know. So I wanted to know where these people would be housed. How would they be transported around?
And you did ask that question in the parliament?
Yes. Who would monitor them? So, the minister's response was that as of now, they don't know where they'll be housed, but they will be free to roam around. Those were his responses. Now, if there are international bodies that are going to pay, what are they going to pay for then, other than the plane fare? If it is that the government has no interest in where they're going to be housed or anything else where that is concerned, who is the agreement with? Because the MOU is between the government of Jamaica and the United States, to my understanding. So if the MOU is only between the government of Jamaica and the government of the United States, so then tell us the other parts that are missing. And the minister was very skillful in not giving any specific response to any of the questions, which I think were reasonable questions. But as it relates to my position on third country nationals, I have seen where Jamaicans have been sent to other countries without given the opportunity to send to Jamaica. Let the US deal with their own immigration problem. And by international convention, to my knowledge, a country can't refuse its residents. So if a man is in the US or a lady is in the US applying for asylum, let them go through the process. We should not be facilitators of this racist and unjust system that is being perpetrated out of Washington.
What is the party's position? What is the People's National Party's position on this?
Well, we haven't put out a document, but based on the discussions in Parliament, it is consistent with my own position.
So will the PNP be taking any actions to ensure that this don't happen?
I don't know that we can ensure it doesn't happen, but I think the people have been rising up and have been doing things. So, for example, as I said, that report in Grandstone, I had nothing to do with it. People got up, they saw what they saw, and they decided they were going to take matters in their own hands. I saw a flyer recently that there's going to be a protest Monday.
On Tuesday?
Exactly
It's Tuesday.
Or it's Tuesday. And
Crossroads.
Yes. And again, that is being organized based on one, I don't remember if it's a letter I saw or if it is a flyer, but it's being organized by a former CEO of a major media company. So it's not it's not somebody whose politics I know. And so Jamaicans can't only rely on us in Parliament to respond. We are there working for them. And sometimes when the directors reach their limit, the shareholders have to take matters in their own hands. And so everybody in Jamaica if you look at it from a corporate standpoint, is a shareholder in Jamaica.
Yes.
So the people in Jamaica have to take a stance and step out and support what they believe is right and what they believe is wrong. So if they believe that it's fine for us to have TCNs that we don't know their antecedents, we don't know what they bring, what they've been charged for, then they can sit down and accept it. If they, like me, find repulsive that America is sending people who they reject, because these are not people that America wants to accept, these are people that America is rejecting. So if they, like me, are repulsed at the fact that, contrary to what the Statue of Liberty says, give me your worst, give me your broken, they're sending them here. And we heard what Rubio said. If we are comfortable with it, sit down, but I'm repulsed. And I'm urging everybody to, in your own way, make your voice heard. Write a letter to the editor. Go to your protests. Contact your member of parliament. Yes, contact your member of parliament. Make your voice heard.
My final question to you this morning is on Dr. Andrew Wheatley. Dr. Wheatley.
Before me forgot this up. I mean, that was so well said. And I share the same view. Jamaica turned one big garbage heap. One big garbage heap, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that is disrespectful. And if indeed a minister of government approached the United States of America to do this, I think that they should be charged for treason. I don't know if there's a law for treason in Jamaica, but if there isn't one, we need to make one fast. And there shouldn't be no statute of limitation on treason. You understand? That is treasonous. How disrespectful. How you gonna put down brand Jamaica like that? Huh? Let's continue.
Yes.
Is recommended to be charged by the Integrity Commission. I hear people calling him for him to step aside. What are your views?
I take a different stance. I take a totally different stance.
Hold on, before you tell us your stand.
I'm surprised.
Before you tell us your stand, I don't know if you know my stance on it. Have you ever heard my stance on it?
No, but let me respond before you tell me your stance.
All right.
I'm your guest.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think it is warranted that a lot of pressure should be placed at this Andrew. But I believe more pressure should be placed at the Andrew who retains confidence in this Andrew.
Okay.
So I don't know if it sounds too much like parable, but prime ministers have the gift of naming their cabinets.
Yes.
And of replacing their cabinet. And who you decide to put in your cabinet is a reflection of you.
Yes.
So I would want to say, I think this is a broader problem. And I think this is a problem that if the prime minister thinks this is the hill he wants to die on, then we should sharpen the sword and lend it to him so that he can go and die on this hill. You can tell me your stance.
My stand is that Wheatley should stand his ground because, yes, he is recommended to be charged, but some of the same issues the Prime Minister have them. And if the Prime Minister is not going to resign, Wheatley shouldn't resign. Xavier Main is recommended to be charged. He's still in the cabinet. So if Xavier Main is not moving, why should Wheatley move? Wheatley's third.
So then, St. Mary is not far from Portland.
All right, sir.
Our positions are not very,
Not very far.
not far.
All right, MP. Thanks for the time. I don't know if you have anything final you want to say to my listeners and viewers before you go.
No, man. But if you're going to the conference in Central Kingston today, I'll be there addressing some of the issues. And there's a conference in Portmore tomorrow. I need to look and see exactly which division it is. Central Kingston is Raytown Division. The Portmore conference that I'll be guest speaking at will be at MP Fitzjackson's constituency office.
Okay.
So if you're in those areas, come out. Let us interact and let us deal with these issues and more. Colin, is always a pleasure.
Yes, man. One love and thanks for the
I know
time.
we've been trying for tie down the time. It's just a couple things that go on.
Yes,
It's always
yes.
a joy. Always happy to be on your platform. Respect.
One love, my brother. We'll talk. Blessings. MP for Central.
Another excellent interview by Colin Bell, ladies and gentlemen. I literally just listened to the video and reacted to the video. And, you know, honestly, I there's no part of what Mr. Omar Newell said that I disagreed with. No stance, no position that he took that I disagree with. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section. So on the light up the comment section, and remember to like and share, ladies and gentlemen. These are one of the moments when you end up have to do a reaction that I didn't even know you were going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go into this story because I didn't have no idea that this was a thing. Please like and share and subscribe to the platform. This article says that 7 PNP mayors were never consulted on government beach access. Let's listen to this.
Impression created by a Jamaica Information Service report published today claimed JIS headline is false. The 7 mayors of the People's National Party, PNP, wish to state categorically that they were not consulted on the government's beach access plan, do not support it, and reject the misleading impression created by a Jamaica Information Service report published today under the headline, Mayors Support Government Beach Access Plan. The story, sourced entirely from 2 JLP mayors, does not represent the majority of Jamaica's elected mayors. It is a selective, government-funded narrative dressed up as a national consensus. The Jamaican public, at home and in the diaspora, deserves better. The following PNP mayors, Andrew Swaby, Kingston and St. Andrew, Norman Scott, St. Catherine, Donovan Mitchell, Manchester, Dan Reed Delancey, Westmoreland, Sheridan Samuels, Hanover, Fitzroy Wilson, St. Mary, and Leon Thomas, Portmore, were given no opportunity to review, discuss, or respond to any beach access proposals before this story was published. Their voices and the communities they represent were entirely absent. Jamaicans understand what is at stake. Unregulated coastal development, the erosion of public beach access, and the prioritization of private and tourist interests over ordinary citizens are matters of direct consequence for working families and communities island-wide. We will not allow government propaganda to manufacture a false consensus. We stand firmly for genuine, transparent, and inclusive consultation on all matters affecting Jamaica's coastline and its people.
Corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
So, I am on the JIS website, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just see if I can find the story that they're talking about, because they were specific about the headline. The headline said that Headline said, a story sourced from two JLP mayors does not represent the majority of Jamaica's elected mayors. So this is the quote, right? Mayors support government beach access plan. So let me see if I can find this on the JIS website, because I was not aware of this. And I'm sure most of you weren't as well. And so let us all be educated on what is actually going on here. You understand? Nothing found. Let me try again without the quotations. Let me try again. Try again without the quotations. Oh Jesus, what is going on here? Right. So let me go back to the original. I saw article, the original article that I saw. One more. So this says officials in Montego Bay and Ocherius reaffirm public access commitment. Officials of two Jamaica Premier Resort, Montego Bay, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. This doesn't have anything to do. Oh, Chairman of St. Jane Municipal Corporation, Mayor of Montego Bay, Council Richards, emphasized that the municipality plays a key role in identifying. They note that urban development UDC has been tasked with overseeing waterfront and major urban development projects, including the management of beaches. Okay, he added, Mayor Vernon acknowledged that there are numerous unmanaged spaces. These look like the two mayors they are talking about. So I believe that this is the mayors further underscore that public access and sound management are not competing objectives, but complementary pillars of Jamaica's strategy to enhancing coastal resilience, safeguard recreational spaces, and sustain the vitality of tourism sector. He advised that the municipality has submitted proposals to the government to assume responsibility for Little Duns River, with plans to install essential facilities and provide another public option. Wow. In St. Ann, Mayor Belvid highlighted that the UDC beach near Ocean Plaza and Ocherius as a source of pride to the town, noting that nominal fees ensure public access. This was June 23rd, though. According to this article, Jamaica understands what it says here. The 7 mayors of the People's National Party wish to state categorically that they were not consulting on the government beach access plan, do not support it, and reject the misleading impression by Jamaica Information Service report published today under the headline, Mayors Support Government Beach Access. But they said it was today. This article was today. So I should be able to find on the JIS website an article about beach access, unless they took it down. Unless they took it down. Interesting. Very interesting. News. Categories. I do some probing in Jamaica. I do some probing. Development, could it be? I guess you'd have to do with development. That was a week ago. No, this wouldn't be it. Let us try again. Agriculture, cabinet covers culture, climate change, environment. Let's try that. Let's try environment. Yeah, it would be Jamaica signed for international blah blah blah. NSWMA. I mean, let me probe a little bit more. Let me look at the Observer. Go to Twitter. Let me go to Twitter. Let me find the Observer. Observer carries certain stories. I know they wouldn't just put out an article like that without the reference. Market, what? Onion is up to $400. You know what? Let me scroll past, because that'll get me on another level right now. JIS News. Let us look at JIS News 8 hours ago. Maybe it's on Twitter. Maybe it's on Twitter. Alright. All of these articles was today. That was 8 hours ago as well. Health Minister. Alright. National Water Commission, that was 12 hours ago. Minimum wage. Government approves importation. That's also today. You see this one? Contractor sign to start construction. Okay, not that. I'm looking for a specific article that was 15 hours ago. Excellence in education, not limited. Sure, Dana, come on from the page. Guys, are not too deceptive. Too deceptive, man. Government established planning secretary, what? For our ocean conference. Ocean conference. Wow. Okay, so this is what? June 25th. So we've gone over June 25th now. It might be in June 25th, so let me scroll out. Government extends consolidation, NHF, beneficiaries, Water Commission, that's not it. Minister of Environment, Climate says 5 billion contract support infrastructure projects. Well, this is the only article. It was June 24. About beach access. Officials in Montego Bay and Ocho reaffirm public beach access commitment. I didn't see anything in the article. But let me go over the article again. Maybe I missed something. So let me go over the article again. Alright? Let me go over the article again. Because I didn't probe through it very I didn't probe through the article very Alright, let me go to this. So see, yeah, see, even they are doing this.
The Seven People's National Party, PNP, representatives who chair municipal corporations across the island have distanced themselves from their two Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, counterparts who have endorsed the government's beach access plan. On Thursday, the Jamaica Observer reported that chairmen of two municipal corporations, which cover Jamaica's premier resort towns of Montego Bay and Ocho Rios, have reaffirmed their commitment to ensuring unrestricted beach access, supported by strong management practices to provide a safe, seamless, and enjoyable experience for both residents and visitors. Latest news. Market bag, onion up. Chairman of the St. James Municipal Corporation and Mayor of Montego Bay Richard Vernon and Mayor of St. Anne's Bay Michael Belnavi's voiced strong support for recent statements in Parliament by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, reaffirming the government's commitment to public beach access and its plans to develop additional public beaches in the near future. They further underscored that public access and sound management are not competing objectives, but complementary pillars of Jamaica's strategy to enhance coastal resilience, safeguard recreational spaces, and sustain the vitality of the tourism sector. But in a mid-afternoon media statement, the 7 PNP mayors pointed out that they were not consulted on the government's beach access plan, do not support it, and reject the misleading impression created by the report published today with the headline, Mayors Support Government Beach Access Plan. By Tabula. Promoted links you may like. The story does not represent the majority of Jamaica's elected mayors. It is a selective, government-funded narrative dressed up as national consensus. The Jamaican public, at home and in the diaspora, deserves better, the release said. Latest news, sports. Anthony Patrick Taft. According to the PNP, mayors Andrew Swaby, Kingston and St. Andrew, Norman Scott, St. Catherine, Donovan Mitchell, Manchester, Dan Reed Delancey, Westmoreland, Sheridan Samuels, Hanover, Fitzroy Wilson, St. Mary, and Leon Thomas, Portmore, were given no opportunity to review, discuss, or respond to any beach access proposals before the story was published. Their voices and the communities they represent were entirely absent, noted the statement. It charged that unregulated coastal development, the erosion of public beach access, and the prioritization of private and tourist interests over ordinary citizens are matters of direct consequence for working families and communities island-wide. We will not allow government propaganda to manufacture a false consensus. We stand firmly for genuine, transparent, and inclusive consultation on all matters affecting Jamaica's coastline and its people, said the PNP.
So it's the same article. And the PNP wants to make it clear that we don't even know the proposal. We never read it. We're not a part of it. And we stand with the people where, consultation, proper consultation, transparency, all of that, protecting the rights of the people. So, all right. I appreciate them coming out and making that clear because there's a lot of people out there that want to say, the PNP and the JLP is the same thing, The two of them are the same thing, man. I saw them go on, man, Alright, so PNP make it clear. And it was the same article that I saw with Mayor Mel Davis and the other one. Uncle Perry, big up, blessed night, right? Peter Flynn, big up yourself. Like, share, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Bolan is quietly doing what he does as an MP, active in the community. Let's take a look at this.
And all the stakeholders here, SSP, Henry, ladies and gentlemen, members of the community, good afternoon. I'm not a public speaker, but we invited the bishop and the MP and councillors and all the stakeholders here just to ask them to ask God's blessing over the projects that we have here. We feel that it is the right thing to put God first in our journey. And as I was saying to MP earlier, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step, and the first important step is to ask God's blessing on our enterprises. Also, the community, the basketball, netball court here, Mr. Robert White and myself, we joined up to refurbish it and put up solar lamps to welcome back the community spirit. I have a commitment from the JCF, the police, that to encourage you all to open back your shops and your little business places in the area. They will do what they can to ensure that you have safe passage and safe business. Time is against us, and the bishops are, very hot. So I'm going to put them over to ask God's blessing, and then we'll give the MP and Mr. Robert White and the JCF a chance to say something. So bishops and pastor, the community, the MP, the councillors, the entire population here needs God's blessing. They need peace. They need a different way of life now, and this is the start of it, to show them there's another way of life. Rosetown can be the pearl of Kingston. Who said it can't be the pearl of Kingston? When Mr. White and I are finished without here, it will look like Fort Lauderdale. Mark that. Okay, Bishop. Thank you.
Okay. Check. All right, I must say good evening. Good afternoon. I Spanish sometimes, so I say, but I speak Spanish sometimes, so I say, buenas tardes, como está? Muy bien, gracias, Senor. It is an honor to be here this afternoon to give thanks to the Lord. And we are so happy to be here. As Azan mentioned about the community, and that is what is all about, community development, right? If the community is not developed, then we cannot have a good society. I don't know if you agree with me. Right? We're going to ask MP to say something. Huh?
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
this mic is chipping in and out, but I just want to greet each and everyone who's here today and say how good and how pleasant it is for us to come together on an occasion like this to celebrate the renovation of this netball basketball facility for the community of Rosetown. And we have toured two sites, two large commercial projects which are going to bring investment into this community, revitalizing Maxfield Avenue, that corridor, Barnes Avenue, and will be catalytic in the creation of opportunities for the people. Employment opportunities, in particular opportunities for training on the job, and for satellite commerce to take place in the form of vending, shopkeeping, trades, work, etc. So this is actually a very significant moment in the history of Jamaica. I put it as high as that because we are talking about communities which have been plagued with crime and violence for decades. And what this is going to do is it's going to create a new mindset in the people. The mindset that their community is of value and is attractive to investors from outside and is a place where they can grow and they can become prosperous themselves. So I ask each and every one, approach these facilities with a positive spirit. Protect it as your own. Deal with it with respect and humility, and encourage anyone who's coming in to work, that they feel comfortable and safe coming in and going home. Because we want this to be the start of greatness for this community. And I just want to commend Mr. Nicholas Azan in particular for his vision and his courage in taking on these matters. There was nothing there, and he has created something out of what was nothing. And if we had 2 Richard Azans in every parish in Jamaica, Jamaica would be the Singapore which others are talking about.
Yes, yes.
It takes vision, practical application of capital and courage to make things happen. And I pledge my support to seeing this through to its conclusion as a project and the commercialization that will follow. So each and every one, blessings to you all. We're going to have some refreshment afterwards as well. It's a great day. I'm happy to be here. One love.
Jamaica, wanna hear that? Has done them again in a man. People when we are talking about Singapore, they'll start them attack. Where's the vision? Where's the practical application? Where's the creativeness? I want market you, man. You man, decide say, yo, man, I come highlight this now because these things just go under the rug in Jamaica. These efforts by Mark Bowling just go under the rug and nobody don't know about them. If you now follow Mark Bowling on him Facebook page, you don't know about them, something I want to install there. Mark Bowling counselor, my mom tell you, she is a stalwart, a hard worker. She not play. She not play. You know you can just look on some people and tell. Yeah man, very quiet, but I'm telling you, she's a tower of strength, ladies and gentlemen. A tower of strength. Understand? So the people that know them community understand how huge this is, for investors are coming and actually a bit. And you see the space them where the youth them gather and have games together, have tournaments together. When it comes to community building, I tell you, it is so important. We need police there to wanna play a game with the youth, them community policing, know every youth. You understand? Be a good role model. You feel me? I deal with the pastor, everybody. We need to build back a community. Jamaica go down in a one level of moral decadence. Right? The youth, they need some hope. And that's why I respect Mr. Paul Buchanan. That's why I respect Tika. I respect Derval. All the people in there. Yes, them community there where them fight for. Yo, if them community they can do it and rise up above the normal status quo of being just a garrison and all like crime and everything and really transform you with them life into a more product. I tell you, say, yo, a whole heap of brilliant youth in I get up. I just see circumstances of the man them in the environment and then grow up in it don't offer them no opportunity. You give them minimal opportunity and unfortunately by the time them sometimes I tell you say, yo, them not even have a guide. Them not even have a proper role model. If we want to save Jamaica, we have to save Jamaica from the youth level. You understand? So we have to big up Mark Bowling and Mr. Azan and the police them and everybody that is a part of this thing. You feel me I deal with? Trust me.
SSP Henry, ladies and gentlemen, members of the community, good afternoon.
So that is a Marky G highlight, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to take about that in the comment section, alright?
That day when all legal issues will be put to rest, sure and representative that Council Wildman have a preponderance of case law to back up what we are saying. On that day, once all of that is resolved, it is almost automatic that we go to election court because all the legal issues will have been decided. And once in election court, that's where the music starts.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Be hearing me?
Yeah, man, we hear
what I said?
loud and clear. We're hearing you loud and clear. Oh, you're breaking up now. You're breaking up now. Your signal is bad.
The election is to run over. That's what the music.
Your signal is.
We are confident.
Okay.
Prime Minister is not so confident. Understand? Because that is a serious issue.
I was saying, Mr. Buchanan, you hearing me?
I don't know if you're taking everything was. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that I know you didn't ask.
You're coming in and I go.
Yeah, you coming in and going out, the signal bad man. But I hope you hear me. Pastor Peter Chambers, big up as you. I was saying that I would love to contribute, and there's others that's listening that would love to contribute to the cause. You know, where your legal fees is concerned. And it would give them an opportunity to be a part of this thing, especially if it was to go to the long haul of the Privy Council. So, did you consider setting up something like that? Mr. Buchanan, you hearing me?
You hear everything?
Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, you hear me well.
Me nah hear me no. We think of it.
That's it, right?
He call a drop. He call a drop.
Day here, Bolo. Me day here. Where you say now?
Yeah, he call a drop. We not hear him.
Yeah, that me no know about.
We neither.
Him have to go jump down and try jump up back again.
I am hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Just
okay.
About that?
Yes. Hold on.
Yes, man. I've been listening to everything you say.
Oh, so I was asking you, Mr. Buchanan, if you considered, you know, having a medium where we could contribute in any little way the people can, where your lawyer fees is concerned, especially if this thing goes to the Privy Council, because I know you're in it for the long haul.
Let's put it this way. One of you guys would have to take on that because and I would appreciate it. But remember this. My thing have to be full time, you know, I have to keep my eyes open because you know the thing go. Everything is at stake here, son. Every striking thing. Life, limb, everything.
Yes.
So I'd appreciate if somebody, one among you, could have taken that on and I could have go between somebody reputable that can work with you and I can set up that through I would give the person name to Tika and Tika could give you and you could work with it. You could have us start the democracy fund, something like that.
Yeah, I think Tika would be the best person for that.
An account and anybody who can contribute in that account. But one way or other, let us be clear, with or without the funds, I am going through. You understand? Even if it have broke me, I'm going straight through.
Yes.
Right.
Boy, I'm glad say it look like my use the Pegasus for Mr. Buchanan no man. Can't hear him. That break up.
Exactly so, Bolo. Them a try mess up him signal.
You're not hearing me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Gone again.
You hear me now? Yeah, man.
No, I hear you now.
What I say is, we could do all of that. I would give you the name of a person, and they will deal with the logistics of that. My job is to keep the campaign going. I still have to deal with my people.
Yes.
Still have to keep going. You understand?
Yeah, man.
I don't, but when I watch no face, me no care with nobody. All a little criticism, me know you get the things. So boy, but bitter. Vex them lose. Me no bitter.
Yes.
I'm bitter for the children. As I have told you repeatedly during this interview. You understand? Who lost? Them lost. They lost. And I love one day people like you, Bolo. I tour other place to show you. But, yeah. You can take some of my money and fix the field them over the pond. I pick it up. I pick it over there. You understand? They have been cheated a generation of children. No, like that day. And as soon as them graduate and leave school, you understand? I ask them 2 questions. Earlier today, my son called me and him said to me, Daddy, I just passed the electrical exam, you know. And I said, but yeah, you have the right to be an electrical inspector, but what to your electrical engineering masters? What you do with that? I said, I finish. Prepare yourself for come graduation. Him sister just graduate. While Karen Cross, did I try disrespect me for wholeness. She did do the war, them down a KPH, graduate with honors as a medical doctor, and I have to listen to all of the filth that people like Karen Cross that deal with on behalf of wholeness. It's so hard the world is, but I want to give the children of West Central the same opportunity that I have carved for my daughter. That is what it is. So now it's about it. It's something that. You hear me? Yeah, but
It go out in the last 3 seconds a while ago. We're here now. It go in and out. You hear me?
Yeah.
It was good. Well, I heard you speak about Karen Cross and some of the nasty things that she did against you. Not everything. There was a few things it was in and out. There was a few things that it was in and out. I didn't hear everything.
Signal is above.
Signal bad, man.
Signal bad. Shift from which part?
Go on the Wi-Fi, Mr. Buck. Go on the Wi-Fi. Go on the Wi-Fi. I open a Starlink, Avenue. I open a Starlink, Avenue. Go on the Wi-Fi, Mr. Buck. Go near the Wi-Fi. Sabo?
Never. I'm going to solve your problem in a little while.
Yes. You come through good and now. Me all like anything I'm
going to solve your problem in a little while.
But sort it out.
All right. So you hear me?
Yes, man.
That different location, Mr. Nakina.
That is it,
yes,
Mr.
I'm going to tell you heard the part about my daughter. You heard the part about my daughter and Karen Cross. You heard that when I spoke about that?
No, tell us again, Mr. Buck. Go through so we can hear it clearly.
Hello?
Tell us again. Go through so we can hear it clearly.
What I was saying about that is, what I was saying. You hear me now?
Yes. Go ahead.
You You hear me now? You hear me now?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Hello?
We are hearing you.
You hear me now?
Them are hearing you, Mr. Buck. Just talk. Talk, them are hearing.
All right. Like I was saying, the same opportunity when I want to give West Central is the same when my son called me today, tell me that he passed a Master's of Science in electrical engineering. I stop and think about his sister, who is a medical doctor, just graduate with honors. And the people like them have to listen to the nastiness we current cross that I do for wholeness. We need a better world. We need a better world. Oh, you have them people there who sell them soul for disrespect people. You understand? You are trying for the good. And at the midst you have people like that. And I'm so happy for my children. But I'd love a world where the children of West Central could have get the same opportunity. And the fight and the exposure where you are giving Bolo, Tika, Mama San, all of them. The fight and the exposure when I give me, when I try make that world possible. And it's the best you can do. And the best you can offer. That's God's work. So don't worry about nothing. All I do are the right thing. And the 27th of next month, God willing, we get justice in at the end.
So everything on the 27th.
Got me?
Yeah, man, everything on this 27th have to be sorted out.
You heard me,
all of the arguments them for and against.
You heard me?
Yeah, man, I heard you. Clearly. So everything have to be sorted out on the 27th of July. All of the arguments from your side and from Andrew's side, and a ruling has to be made on the 27th. So it's either.
What I'm going to do, you see? I'm going to see if I can make it better for you.
Yeah, I want it better for you, because I hear you clearly, but you not hear me. You not hear me. I hear you.
I want you to do me a favor. I try to get on a platform here. See if I can, you know, if you do this thing.
What platform?
Is
Hi, what platform does he need to be on?
This one, but he's not hearing us. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, but it look like him not hear me. That's the problem, because we are hearing him loud and clear.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get him on.
He's already
the microphone is on.
He's already on. I don't know why him not hear me. Because
we are hearing you loud and clear.
Oh, you hear me now?
We are hearing you loud.
All right. So
we've been hearing you.
Yeah, but I was talking and he wasn't responding, and he was the way he was responding, it was as if he was not hearing me.
Oh, Trey was coming.
I was coming in and out.
All right, maybe you were coming in and out, but it's all right.
The internet are the problem.
I hear you loud and clear now.
The internet are the problem, and that's why when I cut off. And you know
I hear you loud and clear.
All right. So what I was saying is that on July 27th, on July 27th is either. Everything has to be laid out on the table, and it's gonna be there. A decision has to be made.
Yes. Now we'll take its course.
And then it would go from there to the election court.
Yes.
And based off the law. Yes, go ahead.
Once we prevail, it got to election court, where you cannot use new evidence and evidence that should have been there that wasn't there. For example, the telecom providers, they will have to come and tell why them do so and so and so. The problem is, the good thing about it is that Wellness don't want that, because too many things will be exposed. In fact, some people might take what we call the Fifth Amendment, that them no want answer the question, and some, for fear of legal penalties, they might just leak and tell what happened on the night and get him in a more trouble. Hello?
Whoa, I'm here. I was just listening to you. I was on mute. I'm here. All right,
Yes.
so
I don't really come up to stay long. Give me a minute. Can you clear everybody out of the box? And maybe somebody radiator something inside of them background, make him can second. So just take down everybody when you finish, you know who and who did in the box. So you take them up back and them ask them question. But clear the box and leave him alone in the box. You and him be a host right there. So you can leave one person we're more intelligent with him if he asks a question. So just leave back one and take down everybody. Alright.
That make 20% probably the amount of person.
Yeah, the amount of people and everybody I use different something affect him and that feel. So take them down.
Alright, now go do that. That's so like one sound argument right there. So. Let us see how that work out. Now go leave Tika up.
So, Bolo.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir, Bo.
Bolo.
Yes, sir.
Bolo.
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah, what I'm saying is so many things. Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm saying so many things won't come out in at election court that it will be dangerous for him.
But that means it potentially could be dangerous for other people as well. This seems like
You see?
This seems
All right,
like the
just
biggest
consider
story.
this. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, Mr. Bo.
You hearing me?
Yes,
All right,
yes.
just
go ahead.
consider this. If in the election court certain things come out, you might not even need a rerun because it might mean criminal charges depending on the answers that we get at election court. Because some people will have to talk, will have to reveal. And if things are revealed of a criminal nature, then there will be punishment.
Wow.
There will be serious punishment and serious consequences. So you might not even go to a rerun. Because, for example, if somebody say, boy, him did tell me to do this, and him did tell me to do that, or him do this, and him do that, I mean, I take a jail fee. Because, for example, the police, they may come to collect box, but not.
You come out, Mr. Buchanan, we not hear you. You stop when you said it with the police, they will come collect.
Who send those five? Who send those five rogue policemen? Who send those five rogue policemen? And when the commissioner come under subpoena and talk, because we have to get from him who are the five policemen. And when you get down and send your subpoena for the five policemen, and you ask them, you went to such and such a station illegally, who sent you? So there's a whole pabagaroo could happen in election court. And we have what we catch them what we call prima facie. They can't get out of them, can't swing out of that card. Them did. And thousands of people see them tonight. The one them go Malcolm Drive. The one them took the boxes from Jewsland. People see them, know them. But we want it official from the police commissioner. And we want them to tell Jamaica and the world who sent them. The same thing I go for Digicel and the same thing I go for Flow. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. Election court is not an easy court. It's not a court where him really want to get himself involved in. So they're going to fight every tooth and nail for delay and all sort of thing to keep it out there. So you understand me now?
Everybody that is listening, based off of what Mr. Paul Buchanan just said, May I ask everyone I want to keep Mr. Buchanan and the team and the witnesses in your prayers. You understand? Because that is a lot.
All right. Now you get up. Now you understand how serious this is.
Yeah,
I
man.
see you get it now, Bolo.
Keep this man in no prayers,
This
ladies
is
and
how
gentlemen.
serious.
Yes.
I remember we have a serious partner, which is Council Wildman. Him not back.
Yes.
So this coming and the reckoning is coming, all of this. Might
Pray
sound
for the
simple
Lord,
now,
pray
but
for the
it's
entire
dangerous.
team. Yes.
Our very lives are in danger.
Yes. Whoa.
Because even within our party, if you notice all within our party, nobody know how to open them mouth. Everybody close up them mouth.
Mm-hmm.
God, them afraid.
Yes. God.
This matter.
I believe you were
Wild man people, mama, afraid.
I don't think it's a mistake that you were put in this position, Mr. Buchanan. I think God intended this a long time ago before we could even conceive this would happen.
Yes. So you know between now and the 27 are dangerous days. Dangerous days. You understand? But it is a battle we not shy from.
Right.
I'll be standing. You understand? And if them get me before the time, just remember the things I said to you.
Yes.
Because truth, you can't kill truth.
That's right.
You can only kill the flesh, but you can't kill truth.
You can't kill the spirit of truth.
All
That's
the things
right.
that we stand for. It's not that we have fight for any political post. We have fight for the children.
Right.
The same battle when we fight for Siaga for get some money with him out of power. For fix railway field, and the same battle me have fight now for the children of West Central. That in the years to come, them will find them place because them already behind. Jamaica behind, you know, and them the way behind. If what we say was true, then we're good. If we say
Mr.
30 years.
You hear me?
Yeah.
There's some people on the line that is concerned that you're speaking too much about the case. I am sure with your lawyer that you would have been briefed on the things that you can say and cannot say, correct?
Yes.
You hearing me?
Yes. I can only give you an indication.
No, I'm saying there's some people that are concerned.
Anybody.
Bolo. Remember, Mr. Buchanan have a liar. Mr. Buchanan intellect.
I can't
So you know what I must say. Yeah?
I can only tell you what has happened and give you a perspective of what the future might look like. So you have to read from that and see what is happening.
Right.
If a year ago a man had said to you that after the election would be where we are now, you wouldn't believe. If a man had told you, say a man will come and be told this, you know, and them have to do all sort of thing, you wouldn't. So we don't know what the future going to bring. All we know, we have to stand up and fight. And we have to fight the one that it's not easy still, you know, because you have to walk and with all the iron at the back of your head. You understand? Because I say them not come at me already, them come all the while. But me have to stand, me have to find a way, and God have to protect me through this battle. But it's one where the cup can't pass. Because once in it, I saw it go. You can't cry, you can't shift the game, you can't say make we start over, you just have to finish the game. And that's what the thing is, and it's really not a game, it's a serious battle.
Right.
You understand? But we hope that looking on, some man will get some balls and understand that this is a time where we have to this is away from the camera, you know. All of this is away from the camera. Them back there, the little people, them like Tika, the little girl, them will come and give evidence. You understand? Right. Them waiting goal. Because nobody now do this. Everybody would have said, make them go on. I'm afraid of them.
Yes.
So the thing go. But I don't have that choice. I don't have that choice. My only thing is to give justice to all of the people who fight every day. Who won election day. Some of them never listen. I tell them don't marry me too early. You understand? Because the fire is coming and it did come election night. You understand?
Yeah, man.
Anything you hear I say is about the truth.
Right.
It's about what everybody say. And you hear it too, because you know nowhere have you ever heard one person say them thing I never happen.
No.
The police them never come and compound. Them never come in a tower in election night. The laborites them never close the road and prevent or escort them from coming behind the police. And so the story of all of this is that never again, Mark Golden and everybody, never again must them allow police to carry candidates' boxes and that go on election night right across. Because money drop. We know that. Him can't deny that. You understand? The inspector at Balcom Drive told the 5 policemen who came for the boxes, what are you doing here? You are not supposed to be here.
Read a comment here. Whether somebody has said, Vince, I was in Tower Hill in election night, JLP, my family. Them say, them don't think Andrew win.
So the JLP in the West Central St. Andrew.
What's that?
JLP, somebody in the comment section said their family said they don't think JLP won. And they were in that area. In family, they're in that area. Wow.
We don't mind if anybody say, Andrew, what we have to do, we could test it in a court of law.
What I'm saying is, Mr. Buchanan, but I understand what you're saying now. But this person is saying their family is JLP and they say that they don't think Andrew won in the same constituency.
And their family is from Tower Hill.
Yes. Very interesting. But go ahead, Mr. Buchanan. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Buck.
Come in and come out.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Buck. Continue. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, come in and come out.
Yeah, you hear me now? You hear
Speak,
me now?
Mr. Buck.
I hear you now.
Hear you. Speak,
Come on, go
speak.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, you said somebody say Andrew won. Right? That's
No, Mr. Buck. Mr. Buck. The person is saying that their family is from Tower Hill, and them family told them that they don't think Andrew always win the seat.
Well, put it this way. I go down a Coronation Market myself every day, almost regularly every week or every 2 weeks. And the Tivoli people, them tell me straight, them say, Mr. Buck, we know you win, but we couldn't allow you to take that one. They tell me all over. That's the labor rights every day. They understand, them know the game. And that's how the game go. You can have 1 out of 63 where you lick the internet when a man lick you. And then you come back and say you win by 2,000. They were my vote them there.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
I have to ask Karen Cross for my vote them. We don't have to speculate whether there was voter collusion or voter suppression. You know what voter suppression is? By vote. By out all station, by UJ, by everybody. You understand? The numbers the numbers don't pan out. You can have movement in a civ right and Olympic, where you increase your vote and you reduce your vote in your strongest area. Not go so. That's a mathematical impossibility. Them did overdo it with the numbers. The algorithms them go wrong. And as such, the numbers will come out looking possible. That every voter, almost every voter come out after him lick the internet, a fame vote. That could have come out not in the deepest part of Tower Hill. But that is not the point. You understand? The point is, where is the Mullines vote? Because they know. In a one of the car, them with them steal. It go up, it is 85 lane, we find it, and all of my canvas was in it. So they know where to target. They know where to target and what to do with them algorithms.
So before the election, they had that information because they stole it from the fan.
Yeah, before the election, they stole a van with all of my canvas. So them know how to work the mathematics. You understand? Them know how to work the algorithms. So in a year when I'm strong, them will show me lead, but not by the amount that's supposed to be there. And if you already pay out everybody, the rest is easy. You have the numbers. So pink slip and poll book and them things, they don't work anymore. It's new language now, voter suppression, cross-party collusion, all sort of something. And when you've done that, while that you're going, if you're not sure of that, you lick the internet so you can get your things done. And if it never work, up to the last 15 boxes, then that's when you have to lick the internet and get it right, don't it? Oh, Bolo, I know you try to understand.
No, man, I understand everything what you say. I understand everything what you say, Mr. Buchanan, but true, there's a barrier between communication.
Right, you have to lick the internet and set it right.
Yes. I understand what you say, man. Totally understand what
yes,
you say.
If the numbers, it will come too close.
Right.
Watch it now, Bolo. You only have 105 bucks. And if it reach, when it reach 30 bucks left, Mr. Buck still a lead. You understand? When it reach 25 bucks, Mr. Buck still a lead. When it reach 16 bucks, Mr. Buck still a lead. You post lick the internet. It's too close. It's too close.
Yes.
Just consider this. Consider this. All of your friends them I win, and you as a prime minister lose. It could go so. So, man, I said take time out. Half time. We could set this thing right.
Time out, pressure bus.
But somebody have to explain who called the game.
Yes. Something go on.
Somebody have to talk.
Yeah, man. Something
if you
right,
think
man.
if you first of all, Bolo, you ever ask yourself, normally the prime minister, look at all the rest of the election. By 7 o'clock, hold the seat out of the way. You don't have to think about that. You know, same I win. This year one. And the last seat, the last seat call. The last. One little man and a prime minister. Why you think it push back so dark, deep in the night? You understand? When it come back, you know, say him win, you know. Everybody got at them bed, you know, because they never know it will come back. You understand? You understand? So, you ever think how the whole thing look?
Yeah, man, with
irregular.
Mr. Buck.
It look strange.
Mr. Buck.
You understand? So, this is what happened.
Yeah, hear me? You've been telling me stories.
Yeah, Bolo, I hear you.
Let me tell you something. You see, on the night of the election, I was watching. Wow, thank you so much, Team Play. Thank you, Carol. I was watching the results. And I was around a bag of labor, right? And I said, hold on. Andrew Onesa lose him seat? This is unprecedented. I was like, wait a minute. No, man. This is, so, what going on, sir? Yes, everybody when I fret, all I labor right them around me when I fret. It's when me see the light go on the internet, me say, no. Me from there, so me know say something wrong. Me say, see it there? Madness, something right. Everybody knew what happened. The labor right them knew what happened. Everybody knew what happened. But them no business as long as them win.
There is
because
none of them.
And them corrupt. You understand?
Yes. Let me tell you, them know say something happen, but them don't care. Them want tell you, say them know something happen, but them don't care. You understand? And them want tell you, say, boy, right now the argument is that you're going to mash up the government. Boy, I better it just done. All sort of thing. But it is people like you and the platform that you have provided that will keep this thing going and alive. You understand? If people like you never come forth for a platform that others could hear, really, you not just think that this thing is some little secret. True. Why that little man why him just look something out of this and I continue this thing and at the time done now. You understand?
Yes.
And that is really where I go. You understand?
Yeah, man, me live now on 3 different platforms about finance. Me live on 3 different platforms, about 600 people are watching right now. So the message, and I'm going to post this. It's being recorded right now. I'm going to post it so more people are going to watch it.
Yeah. The truth of it is that this is not a PMP jail fee thing anymore.
No.
It's a thing what you call truth and rights.
Yes.
This is a national thing. And the background of it is what is happening in other society. If you can recall, there's not one single week from the bushing scandal in a St. Mary when Sugar Shane Alexis still know. Every other week or something else. There's a story about the land them, the contract them, the goods them. You understand? That ain't the Ministry of Agriculture. And you think you did then the other day under Flight Green, you have I remember everything will lace with this technical, you know. We don't talk about what Mr. Buchanan say. 857 million in expenditure in the Ministry of Agriculture in contracts. There were no procurement standards. You just give a man and say you do so and so and you pay for it. There's no documentation that you could have find. And when you add up, I take a simple one. We take $74 billion out of Norman Man International Airport lease funding. In other words, the money we will lease out Norman Manley to the Mexican. We take 12 years of that lease money the upfront and use a bond issue. I don't want to tell you, your listeners nothing too technical. We float a bond, Nigel Clark float a bond to back it, because the Mexican them and say, I have no money for give you that money the upfront. Them say, no, don't worry about that. Them float a bond in a Cayman before he left and get the 70 billion. 45 billion was supposed to fix the roads. God help you, man. God help you front end. Since that time, and that program named SMART. The money almost done. And you see the road them in Kingston and St. Andrew.
Mighty God, talk about the rural areas.
You see the pothole them. So talk about the rural here, $45 billion. And that is why the Auditor General speaks of $1 trillion that cannot be accounted for. You know, no receipt. You know, no invoice. You know, nothing. Included in that are the 500 million in COVID payments with no receipts.
But Mr.
Who was the contractor?
Mr.
You don't know nothing.
The thief say, you can't prove so we take the money, but the money missing.
The money thing serious. And you see, because everybody in the society afraid of retribution, nobody no want that. And that is what brings my case into focus. That everybody hanging on. So boy, I wonder if this thing I wonder if that thing I can bring down the Prime Minister. So we can clean up and who for go jail. And that I go on.
That is it.
And that I go on. All this to do nothing.
Why, Mr. Buck? Why you spend 2 solid hours with me almost? You know, if you want to, wrap up and leave a message to the people, I'm sure you need to get some rest or something. You know, hold you. You break up, Mr. Buck. Can't hear nothing.
Roads, so many highways. The highway from Lawrence Savan, from through Florence Hill, go down at the junction. Oh, I use my contacts when Derek Kelly carry me with him go to Canada as a member of Parliament. Me use my contacts and make links. Of 403 persons me send up on the farm work. No other MP, Prime Minister, equal. But if them ever know them, block them. You understand? So me spend my time and good. Me only account to God. Me not account to no man. No man can't tell me nothing. Right? Simple as that. Me only want to know say it right with God and then we work with that. Me only know when me do it right and work with that. Yeah. So that's how I make my stand. So all who want come, if them want me and him debate. Anything him want debate for. You know, yesterday, I'm going to leave you with this.
Yes.
I want you to hear me good, brother. I go down to Patrick City, down a floor for pay a bill. And a youth, then at the line ahead of me. And him said to me, go on, man. I did a rush for through. And I tell him why I feel badly. He work on one of them environmental desk down at KCC. I never recognize him. I was one of your students when you lecture up at UTech, you know. I remember the poverty cycle in design and draw and show it. And him said to me, Sabok, all of your students, them, somewhere in the public sector, in the parish council, island-wide, in the environmental agency, the whole of them are do good. Ronald Jackson, who was head of ODPM first, and go carry come and end up at Switzerland, I head the environmental office for the UN, one of my students. Richard Thompson will succeed him. But Walden set him up a OPM and take him post and give one army man. Brilliant youth with a first degree in the environment and climate change and all of that. And a second degree in a disaster preparedness and that sort of thing. All of these guys were my students. Him give me a list. Some Ghana, St. Lucia, go back Dominica and all of that under the built environment up at UWI when I lecture for 10 years. On the balcony, some of my students have to sit because the thing bust out. Everybody want to join that class. So when you talk about bitterness, me no bitter. No bitter for wholeness and him grab for power and want to hold on to power. There's a beautiful English word, you know. Ephemeral. Ephemeral means a thing of beauty will last for a while. But sometimes it's power. It's like a rose. It shines. And it shows all its pet. Wholeness believe him all last forever. So me no bitter. I am happy that I give service. We give service in the classroom. We give service in a national level at sports. We give service in our politics. I am not bitter, Bolo. We do my part. You understand? And when you come to the twilight of your years, and that you have to look back. But suppose you don't look back and say nothing, then you understand that you feel in terms of the parable of talents. That God give you some capacities to do things and you don't do it. You don't do nothing. Me do my part. So if I have to leave you with anything this evening, I'll leave you with the fact that I believe I have served. I yield nothing to Andrew Wholeness. I can debate him at any level. He knows that. He was there when me in a Siaga office and him just walk up and down as a youth. Me and him used to have lunch, a Pelican Grill in a Montego Bay back in the day before him come to the national stage, before him even become an MP. And him did yes, him did full of dreams, but no carry out none. The children of Penwood will tell you, they have a sports program down there proper. So one little girl around at champs. You understand?
You're out for about 5 seconds, Mr. Buck. One little girl around.
Cannot hear. You cannot have schools that are underfed. Yes.
You were out. You said something about one little girl around at champs. And it cut out after that.
Yes, I was watching champs. And I see a girl run the 200 from Penwood. You never even hear Penwood name. But I'm to all the children them down there. It's one of the most populous areas. 30,000 people in there. Can you imagine how much children? Just stop and think of it. KC full, this full, this full. It's a community high school. And you measure the barometer of how good a school is. It's them presence in the field of sports, in academia, them CXC scores, etc., etc. But to do that, you have to have the tools. And it's such a joy for the children, the tools that they can become the best they can be. In my time at Wolmer's, we had a boy named Anthony Duncan. We couldn't beat him. We had the former president of the Court of Appeal, Dennis Morrison, the whole of we in the same class. I came second. You understand? Dr. Royce came first. And Dennis Morrison come third in a 6A. But there was a boy in another class above with named Anthony Duncan. He was a standard. He was an orphan. He left for Yale. And we never hear about him again. till about 4 years later, he came first in a class of 1,000. You hear what I say? At Yale, top Ivy League school in America. Jamaica have so much exceptionalism. This is a land of Marley and Bolt. Yes. And Anthony Duncan, first in a class of 1,000. He went on to get him PhD in less than 2 years. He was the top, at the very top. At Harvard, after that, at the nuclear firmament environment in the United States. Did plasma physics and nuclear physics. Jamaica have some exceptional people. Look how many of them is denied down our Central. Because we there debate about wholeness and them little election where I fight for all on to. For fool people, but him can't fool you because the police station there. And then you say with the police station, then what? You might look down a Cockburn pen where the people that live in a subhuman condition. I feel build a house or one of them which, why, me can't call it, I'm talking because it don't sound good. You understand? And these are people who fought for him. Right? So what is there? What is there for worship? What is there for talk about shower? You talk about shower all of your life and there is nothing to show. Them can't if you were they have a prime minister. Go through there. You don't go through Tower Hill on Christmas Day, much less election night. What kind of election? When I come there, Rooty. As a comrade, you know, walk that way there in a 2026. And the Prime Minister talk about democracy. If I never get my people to stand up on Olympic, it's talking about contest at this time. Because there are 17 PDs over Tower Hill. And it's and say a lie. Anyway, they are listening, know what's true. You would have to be a madman. You understand? Yeah. And I did all I could. Put orange for an Olympic way that people could have crossed the road for go over there. You understand? I don't know where we're at between now and the 27th. But if God keep me, I will go there, we will fight a battle there. And as I always tell you, if not, let the Privy Council decide. So take care. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Buck, for your time. Really appreciate it. You understand? I just want to make you know before you leave, sir. The support is coming from all over right now. The people in the chat is massively positive.
Bolo?
Yes.
Bolo?
Yes.
I hope you hear the last thing I said. So take care of yourself and thanks for the exposure. You understand?
Yeah, man.
And just keep the faith.
Right.
And make justice reign. Take care of yourself, my brother. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Respect. Wow, powerful, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
I hope to get Mr. Buck on a better connection when he has the time. Not anytime soon. Tika, my baby. Where Tika there?
Yeah, Bolo, I'm there.
Yeah, man. Only for manners and respect to you and Derval to make it possible, you know? Jamaica. Good morning, good afternoon. Wherever you are in the world right now, big up on yourself. I just listened to something a while ago. That I am live right now, by the way. And my audience is listening while I record this. I just listened to the most shocking words to come out of Andrew Holness' mouth. Jamaica, I am floored. I was not aware of this particular interview with a young Andrew Holness. Mighty God. I am at a loss for words. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. But, ladies and gentlemen, you guys listen to this for yourself.
Seems to essentially, US cable had said that Mr. Powell seems to essentially get away because he has managed to successfully forge alliances with his political superiors. Do you agree with that?
Well, they have analyzed it correctly. As I said before, the Prime Minister is complicit in this. She has taken no action that would suggest that the Minister could not make such future mistakes. He's still a member of her cabinet.
What's the opposition going to do about this further?
What? The opposition is very strident against this. And, you know, those questions, what will the opposition do? The opposition can't unappoint the minister. The real question is, what is the government going to do about this?
What kind of pressure
it is a
exert?
discretion. I am adding pressure right now as I speak to you. We have written to the Prime Minister to make known our concerns. It is the Prime Minister who must act. My job is to stimulate public opinion as well, so that the public is not misguided by opinion leaders who seem to be very comfortable with the low standard of governance that is being offered by this government.
What if the Prime Minister does nothing else, doesn't ask for his resignation or anything?
It reflects the kind of Prime Minister that we have, and the country must decide if we're comfortable with that.
Had you been Prime Minister, what would
my actions would be clear. My actions would be clear and decisive, and I make no bones about that. I believe in a very high standard of governance. He would not be a minister today.
His apology to the Contractor General, saying that if he had said anything that could be construed as a lack of respect for the contractor.
Hey, who man's is this? Who man's is this?
Governance. He would not be a minister today. Decisive, and I make no bones about that. I believe in a...
Had you been Prime Minister, what would
my actions would be clear. My actions would be clear and decisive, and I make no bones about that. I believe in a very high standard of governance.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro. What can go so?
Shout out to Sassy D, wherever you are. Hey, love you, baby. Hey, she said this a long time ago. This man is an alien. The Andrew Holness that we have today in Jamaica is an alien. He's been abducted. This is not the same individual. They cloned his ass. Whose man's is this? This is not the same Andrew Holness. Yo, let me play that again. The man said, if it was me, mighty God.
Stimulating public opinion as well, so that the public is not misguided by opinion leaders who seem to be very comfortable with the low standard of governance that is being offered by this government.
All of the lab rat them, we're out there right now. That is comfortable with the low standard of government. Not calling out Andrew Holness. If you say, yo, brother, you need to resign from the Integrity Commission report, come on. What them do? Oh, the Integrity Commission is not credible. Oh, the Integrity Commission is this. Oh, the Integrity knowing, ladies and gentlemen, good well, the Integrity Commission cannot come out publicly and defend themselves. The Jamaica Labour Party are cowards. Uno are germs. Every last one of uno will support the government. Yeah. No apology. Uno bring down this country. Can you imagine who is this? Me I look at Andrew Holness this? I am really I listen to the same person that carried the Integrity Commission to the court to take out illicit enrichment Because they don't want nobody to investigate how he making money or anybody else for that matter in a government. After him at the same on the table, the Lord, Jesus and peace, me that hurt me. No. Let me play that again. This not safe.
Guided by opinion leaders who seem to be very comfortable with the low standard of governance that is being offered by this government.
What if the Prime Minister does nothing else, doesn't ask for his resignation or anything?
It reflects the kind of Prime Minister that we have, and the country must decide if we're comfortable with that.
Had you been Prime Minister, what would you...
Jamaica, the man that will wait till the man answer a question. The man said my actions will be clear. Andrew Owens, a 1 week now, Andrew Wheatley report come out. And you have told us that you didn't even read it good on Cliff Hughes. You didn't even done read it. When you come back, you have to go meet with the lawyer them. As if this is not an unprecedented moment in the history of Jamaica politics and our reputation globally. The man actually did it. Yo, the man have demanded the same way. Down to my lady there from, what's your name? Emily Crooks. Emily Shields, whatever she want him. All she said not even make the spit dry. And Andrew Wheatley not resign. To show you the gravity of the situation, and Andrew Owens has done nothing. But he's the one right here telling us that he would be decisive if it was him. Mighty God.
Mr. does nothing else, doesn't ask for his resignation or anything.
It reflects the kind of Prime Minister that we have, and the country must decide if we're comfortable with that.
Had you been Prime Minister, what would you...
My actions would be clear. My actions would be clear and decisive, and I make no bones about that.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk. What can go so?
All of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
Very high standard of governance. He would not be a minister. Decide if we're comfortable with that.
Had you been Prime Minister, what would you...
My actions would be clear. My actions would be clear and decisive, and I make no bones about that. I believe in a very high standard of governance. He would not be a minister today.
His apology to the country...
Stop lying! Stop lying! Stop lying. Stop.
Contractor General, saying that if he had said anything that could be construed as a lack of respect for the Contractor General's office, he withdraws those statements and apologizes. What do you make of that?
You know, there are some lines that ministerially you don't cross. And apologies are not good enough to fix them when you have crossed them. He did that with the Contractor General. It shows a mind that does not respect the limits of his authority. And that's dangerous in a minister. And for a Prime Minister to accept that is to place the public's interest in peril as well.
Dr. Vincent Lawrence is now going to be heading that energy enterprise team.
Jamaica. This is an old tweet from Andrew Owens. Statement. The Prime Minister must act now. The PM must now act decisively by removing Richardson as State Minister in keeping with her commitment to stamp out corruption. I want to ask one question. Did Andrew make any commitment to stamp out corruption in Jamaica? Carly Banks, what's up? Kerry Spence. This man, hey. No, Jamaica, it there one level where it is kind of scary. And you know, more big up the people on Twitter, Rampancy and when it's rebel woman.
US people had said that Mr. Powell seems to essentially get away because he has managed to successfully forge alliances with...
And then this is the article where I look for. The man just said all of that a while ago, you know. JMEA and JUGC wants Wheatley out of cabinet. Listen to this.
In a statement on Thursday, the JMEA says people recommended for corruption-related charges by oversight bodies should consider stepping aside from executive duties until the matter is resolved. This, the group says, will protect public confidence in the country's institutions. The association is reacting to the Commission's recommendation that Science Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley be charged with 4 offences, including illicit enrichment and making false statutory declarations. The Commission says it found that some $164 million in assets acquired between 2013 and 2022 could not be reconciled with his lawful earnings. Dr. Wheatley has rejected the findings. He maintains his assets were lawfully acquired and says he will challenge the report in court. The JMEA says it respects due process and the presumption of innocence and is not seeking to prejudge any legal proceedings. But it says the Commission's findings are serious and that its independence and credibility must be respected and preserved. The group says public office is a position of trust and there cannot be one standard for ordinary citizens and another for elected officials. It says the rule of law must apply equally to all Jamaicans, regardless of status, office, or political affiliation. The JMEA frames the issue as an economic one as well. The association says investor confidence, business growth, and job creation all depend on transparency and trust in public administration, and that strong institutions are not just a matter of public policy, but an economic imperative. Dana Davey for Nationwide News.
Jamaica, while listening to that, I am looking at this statement from Andrew years ago. The PM must now act decisively by removing Richard Hassan as state minister in keeping with her commitment to stamp out corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Hassan built some shops. He didn't steal any money, you know. Richard Hassan never stole any money, you know. If you don't know the Richard Hassan story, please let me know in the comment section. But Richard Hassan did not steal any money. He didn't put a dollar in his pocket, and Andrew Honest deemed what he did as corruption. Then what do you call Dr. Andrew Wheatley's situation? Being a member of parliament and not being able to explain $164 million. Please, make that make sense. This is unbelievable. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to listen to this clip from Mystic Sensation. I'm going to tell you. Wow.
Right? Let us get into this other document here. We are showing the pattern as it is. Showing the pattern as it is. Right? Now,
no stranger to being the...
Look at the attack coming out.
No stranger to being the odd man out, a JLP MP has come to the defense of Dr. Andrew Wheatley, who has been recommended for corruption charges following a report by the Integrity Commission. The MP argues that due process must be followed. Jamila Maitland reports.
Member of Parliament for St. Catherine Southwestern, Everald Warmington, has come out in support of the embattled government minister, Dr. Andrew Wheatley, following a damning Integrity Commission report. The IC's report recommended that 4 charges be brought against Dr. Wheatley, chief among them illicit enrichment.
Integrity Commission, does it still have credibility? Jamaicans don't believe in them. Jamaica don't listen to them. Why do I say so? It is known that they're biased in whatever they're doing.
Mr. Warmington, who's been a strong critic of the commission, argues that the agency is targeting the government members of parliament.
They never see anything that is said by the other about the other party in the time at all. Secondly, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Okay? They wrote this nonsense. Nobody knows if it's correct. Okay? So
It's correct though.
No, they don't. What they're saying about with Dr. Wheatley, who knows those things are correct? They can write anything. Dr. Wheatley, give him a chance to prove his innocent.
Michael Phillips was fined a late fee by the Integrity Commission for missing the deadline for filing his statutory declarations. Ian Hales' matter was referred to the Commissioner of Police to investigate further for forgery. When our news team contacted the Corporate Communications Unit at the JCF, no one was aware of any active investigation. Unlike Dr. Wheatley, neither opposition MPs were investigated for illicit enrichment. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness acknowledged the detailed report, but
in the meantime, now based on the allegations that you see, do you think it's appropriate for the minister to step aside?
Is he guilty of anything? Give him a chance to prove himself. If it came from somewhere else, maybe, but not from the Integrity Commission. It has no credibility.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness acknowledged the detailed report by the IC, but says he too has confidence in Dr. Wheatley. During an interview on Nationwide News Network, the Prime Minister said he's to meet with Dr. Wheatley on Monday, June 22 to discuss the report. He did stress that there were no charges yet brought against him. Almost a week after the report was tabled in the Parliament, checks made by our newsroom revealed that Dr. Wheatley has not been charged. As of Tuesday, June 23, our news team understand that Dr. Andrew Wheatley is still a part of Cabinet. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
Now, this is the wickedness and the evil, right? This is the wickedness and the evil that Andrew Holness, right, is doing. Setting up his millions, his political dinosaurs like Edmund, like Warmington, to outright attack the Integrity Commission investigators. Have you heard what he said? The journalist asked if the IC report, right?
Institution responsible for doing so cannot say a single
happening right now.
Is facing increasing scrutiny.
Share this clip with you all to understand where they are going.
The Integrity Commission investigates one of the country's most senior ministers. It too is facing increasing scrutiny. Questions are now being asked about its investigative processes, its statutory powers, and whether Jamaica's principal anti-corruption body is adequately equipped to defend public confidence while remaining bound by strict confidentiality provisions. So, we examine tonight both sides of Jamaica's accountability equation. Should political leaders be held to a higher standard before criminal proceedings begin? And equally, who holds a watchdog accountable? Tonight on Lead Story Prime, we examine the report, the rebuttal, the precedent, and the institutional pressure now bearing down on the very body designed to keep Jamaican public life clean. First off, though, the data briefing and our overview with Akeem Arrett.
Thanks, Jody. Tonight, Parliament is being asked to hold one of its own to account, and the institution responsible for doing so cannot say a single word in its own defense. Let us establish what is documented. On June 17, 2026, the Integrity Commission of Jamaica tabled a report in the House of Representatives concerning Dr. Andrew Wheatley, Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for science, technology, and special projects, and Member of Parliament for South Central St. Catherine. The Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution has determined that Dr. Wheatley be charged with 4 offences: illicit enrichment, the allegation that he possessed assets disproportionate to his lawful earnings between 2013 and 2022, knowingly making false statements in statutory declarations, 1 count covering the period 2013 to 2017.
No, 2013 to 2022. On the Twitter post from Andrew Holness, it appears as if it was posted September 17, 2013. So, if that is true, and let me listen back this again for the day.
To his lawful earnings between 2013 and 2022.
So between 2013 and 2022, Dr. Andrew Wheatley, that space in time cannot explain his wealth. But in 2013 or 2017, no, it had to be 2013 because Andrew Holness was the Prime Minister. So you're telling me, how ironic is this, ladies and gentlemen? You're getting an exclusive comparison that is watching me live right now. You're telling me that when Andrew Holness was pressuring for Richard Hassan to be removed, Dr. Andrew Wheatley was potentially operating nefariously where his money is concerned in terms of making his money. If this comes out that Andrew Wheatley was actually making money illegally in 2013, ladies and gentlemen, while Andrew Holness as the opposition was trying to take the stance of a leader of integrity. Can you imagine? Christopher, can you imagine? Because this tweet is from 2013, the 17th of September 2013. He was the opposition at the time. And the tweet is about the PM. And Andrew Wheatley in the Integrity Commission report cannot explain his wealth from 2013 till now. Yo, this is some diabolical, man, this is some wild, diabolical stuff, bro. When you really intertwine the timing and what is being said and, yo, unbelievable.
Knowingly making false statements in statutory declarations, one count covering the period 2013 to 2017, and a second count covering 2018 and 2022. Failing without reasonable cause to provide information requested by the Director of Information and Complaints. The figure at the center of the illicit enrichment finding is approximately $164 million. The Commission found that Dr. Wheatley could not provide a satisfactory explanation for the disparity between that sum and his known lawful earnings. Dr. Wheatley disputes this directly. In a statement issued on the day the report was tabled, he said the Director of Investigation failed to account for approximately $168 million in rental income, which he says he lawfully accumulated and declared over the 9-year period. He describes the Commission's findings as, and these are his words, patently false, grossly misleading, and inaccurate. His legal team, led by attorney Abed Abdoob, has filed an application for leave to apply for judicial review in the Supreme Court. That application is now on record. To be precise, no criminal charges have been laid. The determination by the Director of Corruption Prosecution is a referral recommendation. These are matters that have not been adjudicated by any court. Dr. Wheatley is entitled to the presumption of innocence. That is one story. Here is the second. The report was tabled on a Wednesday. The following Monday, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness gave an interview on Nationwide News Network. He described the IC findings as troubling. But in the same interview, he said this, that Dr. Wheatley retains his confidence and that he was, in his own words, totally unaware of any investigation into Dr. Wheatley prior to the report being tabled. The accountability watchdog, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, has documented that Dr. Wheatley was under active IC investigation for 4 years before being appointed to cabinet after the September 2025 general election. If that timeline is accurate, the question is not only what the Prime Minister knew, but what safeguards exist to ensure a Prime Minister is informed before making a cabinet appointment. And now, the third dimension. This is not the only matter in which the Integrity Commission is under institutional pressure. The Prime Minister himself is pursuing a separate Supreme Court challenge filed in September 2024 against the Commission, its directors, and the constitutionality of the illicit enrichment provision in the Corruption Prevention Act itself. If that constitutional challenge succeeds, it could affect not only the PM's own matter, but the Commission's investigations into 8 parliamentarians currently under illicit enrichment probes. And throughout all of this, the Integrity Commission cannot respond. Under the Integrity Commission Act of 2017, it is prohibited by statute from commenting publicly on its own reports. It has issued no statement. It cannot defend.
Jamaica, you see how cowardly Andrew Holness is? How disgusting they are. They are out here lambasting, trying to tear down the reputation of the Integrity Commission, while they know the Integrity Commission cannot publicly defend themselves.
Its methodology. It cannot respond to legal challenges. The watchdog is gagged by the very law that created it. The questions for tonight are 3. First, is the Commission's methodology sound? And what happens to forecharge recommendations if Dr. Wheatley's rental income argument holds up in court? Second, should a minister facing forecharge recommendations remain in cabinet? And what does Jamaican parliamentary precedent require? Third, if the commission can be challenged in court by the minister it investigated and simultaneously by the Prime Minister in a separate action while being prohibited from speaking publicly in its own defense, what is left of its institutional authority? Those are the documented facts. The panel will know.
Commission. And our guests tonight are with us for the full program. Jeanette Calder, Executive Director of the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, and Dr. Gavin Myers, Executive Principal Director of National Integrity Action. Jeanette Calder, Dr. Myers, thank you so much for joining us inside Lead Story.
Thank you so much.
It's an important conversation. We pulled two of the most powerful civil society groups in to talk to us and to also educate us on this matter. Jeanette Calder, I start with you because JAMP, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, has described the findings against Dr. Wheatley as among the most serious to emerge from Jamaica's integrity and anti-corruption framework. 4 charge recommendations had been made: illicit enrichment, 2 counts of false statements in statutory declarations, and a failure to provide information. Help us understand, on what documented basis does JAMP make the assessment that this is the highest we've seen?
The provision of illicit enrichment, which is really speaking to public officials utilizing access to state resources or influence over state resources in whatever manner. Let me start by just saying corruption is basically the abuse of public office for personal or private gain, whether it's the public official himself, an associate, a friend, or family, or colleague. That's the broad definition utilized anywhere. The Corruption Prevention Act in Jamaica is where you find a definition which is much more comprehensive than that. Illicit enrichment you will also find in the Corruption Prevention Act. And I want to just share with our listeners that might be thinking that this is a criminal offense that came about with the Integrity Commissions Act in 2017. The answer is no. It has been around since 2001, which means that the government and its different anti-corruption bodies have been in a position since 2001, that's 25 years ago, to be checking to ensure that public officials are not enriching themselves off the public purse. Well, we have never had such a claim. We've never had it gotten to the point where any public official, much more a minister of government, is going to be placed before the court to be prosecuted and tried to determine innocence or guilt. So for this to be the first in 25 years, it says a lot. And the only other thing I would comment on that, Jody, is we do have other offenses in the Integrity Commissions Act and other anti-corruption legislation. But these are what we would call, and I don't want to diminish it by saying smaller offenses, but kind of, and you've mentioned them, false information, or failing to give the correct information, or refusing to give information at all, or even being late with your declaration are all offenses under the Act. But there's no way one could say that it rises to the level of an anti-corruption body saying, you have wealth you can't explain, and when you can't explain it, not only in Jamaica, but about 150 countries around the world that use the statutory declarations, it in essence does mean that you quite likely have acted corruptly if you cannot explain where you got this wealth from.
That lack of explanation is now the subject of a judicial review that has been filed before the Supreme Court. But Dr. Gavin Myers, you're representing National Integrity Action. That is the issue that has been raised before the country, and one that Jeanette Calder there from Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal has characterized as the most significant. One finding from the report by the Integrity Commission says that Dr. Wheatley was in possession of assets disproportionate to his lawful earnings. And this is something that, though Dr. Wheatley says the Director of Investigation got wrong, saying that it excluded approximately $168 million in rental income that he says he lawfully accumulated and declared. So what's the line between what's documented in the Integrity Commission report from your perspective, Dr. Myers, and what now still remains in dispute?
So, Julie, thank you for having us discuss this issue. It's very important. And I'd just like to know that anyone who has read the report should know that Section 4.5 at page 37 going down gives a breakdown as to how illicit enrichment is defined, the process comes about in terms of how they decided that this goes above what is your legally defined means and how they got there. So one thing that is very important in how we look at this is understanding now that it is not some arbitrary move, it's not something that is just outside, but for how many years they've been working on this, and Dr. Wheatley has been on that investigation for 4 years and asking to provide different pieces of information over this time. And during all this time, it was at the end that he's now saying that all of this, it can be explained through some rental income. And I'm saying, as everyone else, Dr. Wheatley is entitled to his defense. But even more than that, from how everything has been shown, and we can speak about the cases in Hong Kong, in India, we can speak about the cases in Italy, even in South Africa. The understanding of this is that whenever you see things like this happening, it is some way that a state official have been moving well outside of what can be explained, and it is a problem for systems. It's not just a person.
All right, let us stop it right there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, outside of the points that the gentleman made a while ago, which is sound, all these years I can't explain, I know you can explain. Come on, brother. Come on, just stop it.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Outside of that, ladies and gentlemen, outside of the obvious, Andrew Owners went after Richard Hassan and the Prime Minister, Mama P, challenging her on her commitment to stamp out corruption. I am calling on the People's National Party to press on every single day. There needs to be a counter on the days that have passed that Andrew Onis has not fired or removed Andrew Wheatley. From the report came out, we need to remind every single Jamaican of this tweet that Andrew Onis tweeted September 17, 2013. September 17, 2013. Statement: the PM must now act decisively by removing Richard Hassan as state minister in keeping with her commitment to stamp out corruption. And I want to say, the Prime Minister Andrew Onis must now act decisively by removing Dr. Andrew Wheatley as Minister of Parliament, an MP, right? Or so whatever he is, a member of the cabinet. He must remove Dr. Andrew Wheatley as a member of the cabinet in keeping with his commitment to stamp out corruption. I want the People's National Party to flip it, Jamaica. Every single day, they must come out day 14. Andrew Onis must act decisively by put it up every single day. Have a mirror of a request. Everybody should retweet it. Andrew Onis and Dr. Andrew Wheatley must go. It must be plastered. Let this not be a 9-day wonder, ladies and gentlemen. This is untenable. Mighty God. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, it's a brother Bolo V&R. We are here in the space once more. Oh my God, something is brewing in the air, ladies and gentlemen. Something is brewing in the air. I was watching Andre Stevens earlier. The Jamaican government must stop China's growing influence in the country, or we will. Will what? Will what? Jamaica, look on that picture here. The picture here said everything. Stop. Eh? Oh. I am recording. Mighty God. Jamaica, this is one and a normal. Anyway, make we read the article. Yes. Let me read the article.
The U.S. government is making it clear that it will not tolerate China's growing presence in Jamaica and that the Asian powerhouse poses a threat to the American mainland. U.S. Senator John Curtis went on record saying that China's ownership of Jamaican ports, infrastructure, and telecommunication systems has implications for American national security. Many U.S. politicians, particularly those supportive of the Trump administration, are of the view that the Jamaican government is pally with the CCP and that it should be checked. Over the last decade, China has invested over $5 billion in Jamaica, granting loans at low interest rates, building modern highways, constructed hospitals. Chinese companies have done well in Jamaica. Although the U.S. is Jamaica's leading trading partner, its direct investment, according to the International Trade Administration, ITA, was $276 million.
I've been sleeping with the dragon and been sleeping with the eagle. Jamaica, the dragon and the eagle are not friends. You understand? The two of them is about power and maintaining them power. Them have different strategies how them maintain them power. Them have different strategies how them run them country. But it's about maintaining power. And now Jamaica has been caught in the middle. This is dangerous, you know? Andrew Owen is coming like some skettle girl. You understand? Because he dare not cross the Chinese, you know? And he dare not cross the American then. Because we know how Trump go to work already. See what I'm to Venezuelan Prime Minister or President? Be prepared for what is to come, and for what is to come, be prepared. Jamaica, may I tell you, may I have a look at spiritual friend. I remember last year she tell me say she had a vision. And when she tell me about that vision, she never tell me to share. I mean, I will share it. But you see, this remind me of that vision. This make me go back to that vision and what she said, she seen at the vision. This look like it's going to be the catalyst for what she saw in the vision. Jamaica, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was not good. And you know, the warship that come also reminded me of the vision. I believe that warship is a catalyst to that vision which she did have. Make Queen big up yourself if you're watching. Yes, man. Mighty God.
America. China is a world power and an example to countries like Jamaica that they can go from developing low-income status to becoming a developed state in a generation. Prime Minister Holness has stated on a number of occasions that the development and modernization of Jamaica remains a top priority and that he welcomes investment in a multipolar world. President Trump has tapped his friend and ally Kari Lake to be the next U.S. ambassador to Jamaica, and she has said that on her agenda is diminishing China's presence in Jamaica and getting more American companies to come to the country. Speaking at a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing, Lake said, "You know if you're not putting out your story, somebody else is. The Americans have done such great work with our partners in Jamaica. They're neighbors. We have a great relationship. Culturally, we are more similar to China than to Jamaica, and we need to tell the people what we're doing. We were on the ground in massive numbers after the hurricane. The U.S. military carried out 133 flights in the hours after the hurricane struck, and we brought in almost 400 8,500 humanitarian relief workers." Kari Lake. "We brought in search and rescue crews and heavy equipment to move debris off roads. Entire communities were cut off, and sadly, there were 45 deaths and many others were hurt. 250,000 people were displaced and needed housing. America was there. We need to tell that story. We will continue to be there, but we cannot continue to watch as China make huge moves right here in our front yard." Prime Minister Andrew Holness has repeatedly said that China is a friend.
We need help, Jesus.
Well, I want to return front yard. Well, big up yourself. Big up yourself, L. I want to return front yard. Let me read that again. Akali Lake said this. We brought in search and rescue crews, heavy equipment to move debris off road. Entire communities were cut off, and sadly there were 45 deaths. Many others were hurt. A 250,000 people were displaced, needing housing. America was there. We need to tell that story. We will continue to be there, but we cannot continue to watch China make huge moves right here in our front yard. The things that Jamaica when one of them backyard. Mighty God. Mighty God. No, sir.
What can go so?
This is a signal to let you know that Jamaica is a top priority for the United States of America. Let me tell you, we have been upgraded, ladies and gentlemen, from backyard to front yard. You know, say, it kind of different with the front yard, right? It have to look good. You feel me? I deal with run a backyard that show certain things, you know. But it kind of confuses me about the TCN. Now, they might give a mixed signal. 1 minute we are at the backyard and now you can show garbage down there with the TCN, them, the most despicable people. And now we are the front yard. Our one. When did this sudden change happen? Anyway, like and share the video, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
Friend and strategic partner making tremendous contributions to the Jamaican economy. Jamaica has to take better care in choosing its friends. We will not tolerate China using Jamaica as a staging post to threaten us.
Emotional damage.
No, Jamaica, this is not good. Jamaica has to take better care in choosing its friends. We will not tolerate China using Jamaica as a staging point to threaten us. Mighty God! We're in trouble. Jesus, my God Almighty, no. No, I want to see your statement, that, you know, brother. I don't know if you want to take this serious now, but that is a damn serious statement, you know. Jamaica has to take better care in choosing its friends. And then put a quote an official them from America, Carrie Lake, where Trump choose to come down here. We're going to be an operation and work with the government. She said Jamaica has to take better care in choosing its friends. We will not tolerate China using Jamaica as a staging point to threaten us. If you don't know anything about America, anything we have to do with national security, there's no wrong with that. There's no wrong with that. Me can't tell you that right now. Anytime I say put, this is a matter of national security beside any activity where they do, they might go full force Jamaica. They are going full force when I ask Christ. My goodness. No, man.
Us. Close to 75% of Jamaican tourists come from America. Jamaicans hunger for a U.S. visa, and most of Jamaica's remittances come from America. It would be a shame to see all that stopped because your government made the wrong choice.
In case you never know, that was a threat. In case you never know, that was a direct threat to the Jamaican government. We cut off on the visa them. No money can't send from America come down here. So the family, they got dead for hunger now because enough people are paying people bills down here. You remember good? No, Jamaica want for the this is not normal. Jamaica hunger for our visas. Who want to China to live? Put up on the hand. Who wants to go to China to live? Put up on the hand. Me not and I put up, I tell you no what to do. Who want to try to put up on the hand? Me talk about go live, figure work, and make life and all of these things. Who want to go to China to live? Let me play it again. Jesus.
Choice. Jamaica has to take better care in choosing its friends. We will not tolerate China using Jamaica as a staging post to threaten us. Close to 75% of Jamaican tourists come from America. Jamaicans hunger for a U.S. visa, and most of Jamaica's remittances come from America. It would be a shame to see all that stop because your government made the wrong choice. Jamaica can't take both America and China to the prom. It has to choose one and live by its decision. Carrie Lake will straighten things out down there, and Jamaica will do as she says if it knows what is in its best interests. She's not coming to smile sweetly, do the cocktail circuit, drink rum and cokes, and eat jerk chicken.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Emotional damage.
Jamaica. The people them say Jamaica cannot take both America and China to the prom. You have to choose one of the girl them. You can't marry two girls. This is not polygamy. This is monogamy. We don't live in a polygamous society where you can marry two different women. You remember good. So you better choose one of the girls them and what? Live with the decision. Mighty God, Jamaica, you so much threat in the article here. Only so much signal America again, honest. Them, hey, me said, hey, me not tell no lie. We can just imagine right now, Andrew Honest dead, pound and blouse and skirt, so much slow, and a sweat and a fret. Me not ask Christ if my sweat and a fret. Remember me tell you that. Because China not talking about them acting up. China not talk, but them act. America tell you what they're going to do before they do it. China just do it. China don't know about talking, brother. That don't mean say China about America. It's just different styles of doing things. China don't know about talking. China just act. So you can't carry the two girls them go to the prom. And you know what Carrie Lake say? Carrie Lake say, we'll straighten things out down there and Jamaica. We'll do as she says. And if it knows what is best for its... Hey, let me tell you something, man. Andrew Honest in a trouble. Andrew Honest in a trouble either way in Techie. He can't escape the Chinese and he can't escape America. And the two of them are look for him like so. And I two... No, you know me don't want to say that. When I got there two bad girl them, but no one disrespect nobody. But you see the prom reference, because she said prom. So you have to take one of them to the prom. Hey, no.
Chicken. We want to see more American businesses in Jamaica and the government there extend the hand of true friendship to us, your true partner, said Gordon Parsons, who has worked with the American First Policy Institute. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has said that Jamaica has fallen into debt trap diplomacy with all the Chinese investments and is naive to China's predatory practices. He notes that China's government-subsidized companies underbid the competition and won all the contracts. He says he wants to see a level playing field. China has not interfered in the affairs of state in Jamaica and stresses it wants to help with the development of the economy as a friend to the country. Jamaica is an independent sovereign state, and Prime Minister Andrew Holness has made the point that we no longer live in a bipolar world. Donald Trump is not the only powerful leader in the world. Today, we live in a multipolar world. Prime Minister Andrew Holness frames Jamaica's foreign policy as a strategic tool to secure economic independence and attract international investment. His intention is not to incur the wrath of the Trump administration, but rather to make Jamaica an attractive destination for investment.
Jamaica, let me tell you something. Andrew wanna start a good game. Him talk a good game, but he not go like what he say. And everybody know that. Venezuelan president bigger than him, you know. Venezuela have more resources, you know. It's nothing. When I say it is nothing for them to swoop him up and lock up in blouse and skirt. I am at, oh, you know, we're a sovereign state and we're a sovereign on the backside. No, you say we're there in America backyard. They know you're sovereign. You can't have it both ways. You can't admit to Jamaica in America backyard, and then you come tell me say, oh, you know, we're sovereign and you know we're being strategic. You play chess, but this about a bigger than you. You're not even one pawn, you have one spot on the board, white or black. You're not that important to the grand scheme of things, Andrew. Remember good. I study them look prime, I tell you about all the big country them, the elites them when they play chess. You are one spot on the board where they move them pieces pan. You're nothing in the grand scheme of things. Most disrespectfully. In a real life. You remember good.
Investment. Venezuela, Iran, and Cuba were all independent sovereign countries, but look. China's foothold in Jamaica is non-negotiable and a threat to our national security. Jamaica has allowed Huawei to control its telecommunications systems. Its major port is owned by the.
Well, Bolo V&R. I'm all along with it. I'm going to move this a 3 hour. Yeah, man, we're going to move on. Thanks for coming, guys. See you guys on the other side, all right? Thanks for coming. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing. Big up later. Queen Candy, Ryan Campbell, big up.